All right, I'm recording now. All right, here we go. So this is called it is not simple. It is not complex. It is, I don't remember the word, staggered tax, essentially. I'll think of that word in a second. So basically, it changes as you make more money, which is just like the other one does. Do you guys remember that the federal tax could get up to like 35% of your income? State tax is a lot less. Do you see how it maxes off at a certain point and then just stops? So state tax is considerably less. So when you look at your W-2, like how much money they've taken out of your account, they always take out less for state tax, and that's because you're going to pay less for state tax. So it's no big deal. Also because, like, if you think about, like, suppose that there's a flood, okay? In the city of Lewiston, there's a sudden flood or tornado or something happens, and we have to call in the military. What military are we calling in? The National Guard, right? The U.S. military. That means the federal taxes are paying for that. So a lot of times when we need help, we turn to the country's kind of Federal Reserve, those monies, rather than state monies. So that's why state doesn't charge as much, because they don't provide as many services. Although state is in charge of like public education and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm technically a state employee. If we're gonna, let's do number 6 first. I'm gonna write my work down over here and really try to be clear. My steps. I'm not gonna show you the top because everybody's got that in front of them, right? Okay, so we're gonna start with $12,924. Did you make $12,924 that year? It says that this is our adjusted gross income. What does that mean? Not after taxes. What? But this is the thing where, remember how I was talking about you take off $13,000 so that you can live, right? So this is how much they made over that amount of money. Use the same amount of money starting with your state taxes as you did with your federal taxes. In fact, your state taxes kind of get a leg up from your federal taxes because you've already done all of the math, and so it just takes, it'll be like, take what you put in on line 8 on your federal taxes and put it in on your state taxes. So it's always smart to do your state taxes after your federal taxes. All right, on the first $8,000, we get taxed 2%. So first thing I'm going to do is subtract $8,000 and see how much is left, which is $4,924. And that first $8,000, I'm going to they're going to charge me 2%. So I'm going to multiply by 2%. So everybody take $8,000 in their calculator and multiply it by 0.02. $160. So on that first $8,000, you're paying $160. Do you see on the top where it says the next $7,000 you're paying 3.5%? Yeah? So all of this is in that next $7,000. Do you guys understand that? So I'm going to multiply this one by 3.5%. What do I multiply by? 0.035. So take that number in your calculator and multiply by 0.035. Did you guys get 172.34? Okay. Now I'm going to add these together for my total tax. I got 332.34. You guys get the same thing? Okay. The next one is going to be worth a prize. We're going to do number 7. I'm only gonna give one person a prize, but I'm gonna give you a chance to talk to your partners really quick about number 7. 7 is a pretty simple one, so talk to your partner really quick about what you would do. Go ahead. Nope, the first 8,000.
What we did with this one is you had to subtract the 8,000, and then you got your 7,000.
Right, the 7,000 comes after that, so it's
Yeah.
not that it is 7,000, so it's still just 2%. Okay, the correct answer, so you can check your work, is $144.80. Raise your hand if you would like to talk me through it for a prize. I've got fortune cards, so I can tell your future, totally fakely, and probably make you sad. Hands up, everybody. You're not raising your hand for your group. You're raising your hand for yourself, just so you know. 1, 2, 3. Two. Lavin.
We just multiply the 7,240 times the 0.02.
Mm-hmm. How did you know that that was the only thing we had to do?
Because there's nothing like past 8,000.
Right, so these are like, almost, imagine that these are like steps, like on a ladder. So you have to do the first step before you do the second step, before you do the third step, before you do the fourth step. So don't look at, like, if you look at problem 3, everybody see how problem 3 says 20,615? We're gonna do that one next. It's not like you would say, ooh, that's 20,000, so I'm gonna jump right to the last step. You still have to do all the steps going up to that. Lavin, what kind of prize would you like? So want me to give you bad news as a prize? Okay. All right, let's do number 3 really quick. All right, I'm going down here. You're gonna do it with me. Number 3, we're starting with $20,615. What should we do first? Subtract $8,000, which leaves us with $12,615. We're gonna take that $8,000 and multiply by 0.02, which is 160 so far. Which, by the way, yeah, we already did the math for that one, right? We did 8,000 times 0.02 before, so we don't have to do it again. We already know it. Now what do we do? Minus $7,000, because that's what step 2 is. Left with $5,615. What should I multiply that 7,000 by? 0.035. Did you guys get 245? Okay. And then it says the next $5,000. So I'm going to subtract $5,000 next. Leaves me $615. And what do I multiply that $5,000 by? 0.05. $250. And then it says anything over that 20,000 mark